I'm going to walk you through step by step how you can become a high ticket closer, land a role, and start earning your first commission check in as fast a time as possible. I've coached over 450 guys and girls in the space, many of which who were able to start earning in their first few weeks. Eamon from the Netherlands, who hit 10k a month in 3 months from having no sales experience, and Ed, who is making a couple grand a month as an appointment setter to making 10k plus in his first month as a high ticket closer. And Jamie, who was burnt out from his multi 6-figure a year sales job, has now replaced that income working less, taking calls from his laptop. And I tell you this because if all these guys and countless others have been able to do it, there's no reason you can't do the same. So stick around to the end of the video and you're going to get a crystal clear roadmap of how you can do the exact same. Let me quickly define what a high ticket closer is. Now, they're essentially sales reps for online businesses. Typically, these online businesses will be within the e-learning, online education, coaching, consulting, or service-based industries. And they'll be doing multiple 6 to 7 figures a month in revenue. And they have multiple marketing strategies that will get potential prospects interested in their product or service. This could be through paid ads, outbound marketing, or from growing a big online audience, whether that be Instagram, YouTube, or wherever their potential prospects hang out online. And if a prospect is interested, they will book a call to find out more with an agenda of working with that company, which is where your job as the closer comes in. These calls are going to get booked directly into time slots in your calendar, and your job is to simply jump on these calls and try and close these prospects. Now, the price range for these products ranges from 5k all the way up to 30k for direct consulting or mastermind-like products, and you're going to be paid 10% for every deal you close. This is the industry standard. So for example, let's say you're selling a program that helps business owners with their marketing, and this costs 10k. If you close a sale, you're going to make $1,000 for that 1 hour sales call. Close 10 of these deals a month and you'll be making 10k a month in take home commission for yourself. And it really is as straightforward as that. I'm not here to say it's easy, but if you take the time to really get good at sales and you know where to find these opportunities, you could be doing the exact same thing as Eamon, Ed, Jamie, and the countless others in a matter of months. So let's not overcomplicate things here and jump into the 2 main things you need to focus on to find success in the space. And firstly, that's taking the time to get really good at selling and learning the sales process. And the second is not only learning how to find these opportunities within the industry, but learning how to actually land them. And this is the mistake I see a lot of individuals doing when they're trying to make their first bit of money online. They try and create this whole business, an agency, an e-commerce store, or even a SaaS, without having any of the fundamental skills they need for that business to be successful. With high ticket sales, you're fast tracking your success by focusing on one skill, using it to make money, whilst learning directly from the business owners you end up working with on how to run a successful business if that is something you want to go into in the future. But let's focus on the most important thing here, and that is learning how to sell. Without this, you won't make any money in the space. And it's going to take time, but the time you put into learning sales will pay you a huge dividend in the future. Because the better you are at selling, the more sales calls you're going to be able to close, and the more sales calls you're able to close, the more money you will make. And in short, the better you are at selling, the more money you will make. To the point where eventually you might outgrow being a closer and start that business of your own, which will only get bigger and bigger and more lucrative as your skill sets increase. And this is no secret, this is business 101. Look at guys like Grant Cardone, Iman Gadzhi, Alex Hormozi, or the countless other entrepreneurs you see on social media on a daily basis. As time has gone on, they've invested time and energy into improving their skills that only makes them more money. And that's the only thing between you and them. They just have a better skill set than you do right now. And it all starts with sales. So getting good at sales is your #1 priority now, and there's multiple ways in which you can do this. The platform you're on right now is a great place to start. There are countless free sales trainings on YouTube, many of which are my own channel, but also countless others. I love some of Alex Hormozi's old sales trainings. I think they're golden. Or there are timeless sales books that will teach you the principles of sales, like How to Win Friends and Influence People, Influence, or Way of the Wolf. Or if you wanted to fast track your learnings, you can invest in a sales program like mine, Club Closer. This will give you all the resources and coaching in one place with a set outcome. But honestly, there are enough free resources out there on the internet that you can start leveraging right after this video to go ahead and get better. But consuming content is the very tip of the iceberg of learning sales. You actually have to go out there and practice. Same as if you wanted to get stronger or faster at running. You can consume as much running or fitness content as you'd like and learn all the theory behind it. But without ever going running or lifting weights, you're never going to get faster or stronger. Putting in these reps and putting in the practice is how you're actually going to get better. And with sales, it's no different. It's a very active skill that you need to practice almost on a daily basis if you want to learn it and get better at it. And the best way you can do this is by running mock sales calls. This is where you get together with a friend or someone else that wants to get better at selling, and you role play out sales scenarios. You go through the sales script, one of you playing the prospect and the other playing the salesman, and you challenge each other on how you ask questions, how you handle objections, and your ability to close a sale. And just to be clear, your first few role plays will suck. They'll feel awkward, robotic, you feel like you don't know what you're doing, and you'll realize you have a lot to learn. But this is great because it's the first step in improving. But the same could be said the first time you set foot in a gym. It feels awkward. You feel like everyone's looking at you. You don't know where the machines are. You don't know how to train each muscle. You don't even know how to use each machine or which weight you should be lifting. But over time, you learn. You know your workouts, you know your weights, and you know what steps you need to take in order to get fitter. Learning sales is the exact same. The more practice you put in, the better you'll become, and the higher your confidence will be in your own ability to sell. And when you have the confidence that you're able to close some deals, that is the only time you should start looking for a job. And to be blunt, if you don't take the time to get good at selling first, you're wasting your time. You'll really struggle to land an interview with a business owner, and on the off chance you do land a role, you won't be able to close any sales and you'll be out the door. You'll be at square one again in no time. Having burnt any bridges you might have had for selling for that business owner in the future or anyone else in their network. You wouldn't go ahead and land a job as a dentist without being able to fix someone's teeth. And if you did somehow land a job, you'd be sat in that dentist chair with no idea what you're doing and you'd be out of the job in no time. And as dumb as this sounds, I see it happen a lot within the industry. People learn about high ticket sales one day and the next are applying for roles they're not 100% qualified for, they have no idea how to sell, and they wonder why they're struggling to land a role. It's a skill of sales that gets you hired in the first place. Do not neglect learning it first. But if you do take the time to learn how to sell and you're confident in your own ability, your next task is to land a role. And this is your first sale. You're going to be selling yourself and your experiences to business owners, so much so that they want to hire you and they want you selling their products and services. And with sales, it's one of the few skills you can demonstrate and show off when trying to get hired. That being the way you present yourself, the way you reach out to business owners, the way you speak, and the way you follow up with them. These all play a huge role in showcasing your own sales ability and getting the business owner's attention and showing them that you have skills and attributes that they want to hire on their sales team. And all of these play a huge part in showcasing your own sales ability and getting the business owner's attention, showing them that you have skills and attributes that they want in their sales team. So it's really important you keep this in mind when looking for these high ticket sales opportunities. And there are a lot of different ways you can find these job opportunities. Some of the lowest hanging fruits being Facebook groups. You can search up high ticket closing jobs, remote sales jobs, and find a lot of groups that business owners post their job listings to find their sales talent. But you do have to be a little bit careful with some of these job opportunities. Unfortunately, with it being the internet, there is some scams and some falsely advertised listings out there that aren't as good as they look. So it's really important you take the time to vet and do your research on the companies you're looking to work with, something I'm going to come on to in a minute. But the best way I found to find the best roles is by reverse engineering the process or finding the companies and individuals that you want to work for. And you can do this by leveraging social media. You can look into a specific niche you want to work in, find the big names that have offers within that niche and directly reach out to them and seeing if they're hiring in their sales teams. An example here would be if I had an interest in starting a marketing agency, I'd be searching up the big names within the space that teach people how to start their own marketing agencies. I try and work for them in their sales teams and I'd start stacking some decent commission. But I can also learn how the inside of that company works, how they acquire clients, the service delivery. So I'm not only learning sales and making money with it, but I'm also learning the inside of the business that I might want to set up one day in the future. And the next thing I'd be thinking is where's the best place to reach out to and find these individuals and businesses I want to work with. For the marketing agency example, it might be that I end up looking on LinkedIn, as that might be where they find most of their clients, or social media if I'm looking for someone that teaches beginners how to start their own marketing agencies. I essentially want to be looking where they're spending most of their time online. Then you want to reach out to these business owners, illustrating your sales skills, how you can be an asset to their business, and showing them how you can help them make more money than their current team. You really want to make sure you're being unique and creative in your approach. Are you hiring closers will rarely get your reply. And one of the key mistakes I see with closers looking to land sales roles is they assume they have to wait until a business owner is actively hiring sales reps before they reach out to them, which is backwards because the sales team is the closest to the money. They have the biggest impact on how much money that business is able to generate. And if that team or an individual within that team isn't performing, the whole business will suffer and they'll want to replace that rep ASAP. Say a closer on the team is closing 10% of their sales calls, but everyone else is closing 20%. If they were to hire you and you were to close at 20%, then you'd be performing 100% better than that previous rep, and the company would make more money as a whole. So if you shot them a message showing you're passionate with conviction that you'd be a great asset to their team and you'd make them more money, why wouldn't they entertain a conversation with you? And if they like what they see, they're gonna take a shot on you. They'll give you a few sales calls and they'll very quickly be able to see if you're any good at selling simply if you close any of those calls. So don't hold back from reaching out to business owners, because you never know if they have a weak link in their sales team, they might be looking to scale, or they might even have someone in their network that is looking to hire. Which is another key element of having success within the space, and it's arguably the biggest, and that's building up your network. You need to focus on building up your network within the space, and not only with business owners, but closers too. The best opportunities within the space rarely make any job boards, and that's because business owners will first ask their network of other business owners if anybody knows any good sales reps looking for a new role. They're also going to ask some of the best performing closers in their team, as they're essentially looking to hire more of them. So if you focus on building up your network whilst being great at sales, you're going to build up your own reputation as someone that everyone wants on their team. Then you'll start being presented with opportunities you didn't even know existed, so you want to get into those circles. So lastly, once your sales skills are solid and you know how to find these roles, you need to make sure that these roles you apply for are with solid, respected companies that you can actually make good money with. There is no point working for a kid that has just set up a marketing agency, that has never had a client in his life or ever taken a sales call. You want to work with a business that is doing at least 6 figures a month and has countless testimonials to prove they have a good service. So when finding a good offer, you need to consider 3 main things: the offer itself, the lead quality, and the lead quantity. You need to make sure what you're actually selling is a good offer. You can use a lot of common sense here, but does the offer actually make sense? If you were their target market, would you consider buying it? How long have they been in business? What testimonials do they have? What social proof do they have? Is there actually an appetite for that offer? Does the offer solve a problem the market wants? If so, your job is going to be a lot easier when it comes to selling it. You then need to find out the current quality of the leads, and this is the quality of prospects the current sales team are taking calls with. In simple terms, the higher the quality of lead, the easier it will be for you to sell to them. You want to be getting on calls with people that have already shown a solid interest in what the company offers. You know, they know what you do and they know what the call is about, versus a lead that has booked a call through a vague email and doesn't even know that the call is a sales call. And you can assess this by looking at the current sales process that business is using in their marketing, or by asking the question once you've landed an interview for that role. And the last thing to consider is the call volume. Pretty self-explanatory, but how many sales calls will you be taking every day? You want to ensure you're getting enough sales calls booked into your calendar every day so you can make decent money with that company. There's no point working for a company that gives you 1 call a day when you can be working for one that gives you 5. You'll have 5 times the chance of selling and 5x the earning potential. So once you've checked these boxes, you'll be good to start working on your first offer and start making your first bit of commission. And there you have it. That is step by step how you can enter the high ticket sales space. But the most important thing in all of this is making sure you focus on learning sales first. And I've got countless videos going into more depth on all these topics I've just covered over on my YouTube channel here. So subscribe if you want to learn more. Or if you did want to fast track your success in the space, well, we can guarantee you'll be in a role and earning within 90 days, then click the link in the description to check out my coaching program, Club Closer. See you in the next one.